What is plot? We're going to talk about the story elements today. This is what you'll see anytime you're reading a story. So what is it? Well, it's a term that's used to describe the sequence of events in a story. So you have the beginning, the middle, and the end. Or you have what happened first, second, or third. But when we're talking about literature, we usually use some different terms, more than just beginning, middle, and end. In fact, the plot has 6 main parts. There's the exposition, the inciting incident, the rising action, the climax, the falling action, and the resolution, or denouement. So we start with the exposition, and we can think of the plot pyramid as riding a roller coaster through a story. At the very beginning, we start at the exposition. We get ourselves together, we're at the beginning, we get the background information of the story. This is where we get everything we need to know about characters, setting, or events. The exposition lasts all the way until we have the inciting incident. When the conflict is introduced, that is when our pyramid turns and we start to go up and we start our rising action. Now, rising action is where you're going to find the meat of our story. This is where the main events, the key events and actions that happen between the introduction of the conflict and the climax. It's not every event, just the ones that are most important to the story. Then we get to the very tip top, and this is our turning point. Now this says that it's the moment of the story with the greatest intensity, and sometimes it is, but sometimes it's just when the character makes a decision that changes things, either for the better or the worse, but it's the turning point of the story. After that turning point, we have the falling action. And this is just sort of the winding down of the story. All of the little events that happen between the climax and the resolution when the story is finished. The resolution is the end, and it describes how the story or the conflict ends. How does everything come together? This is your plot pyramid. Exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. Remember that inciting incident is when the conflict is introduced.